Hi guys, welcome to the Crafty Witch UK. My name is Arietta and today it is the full moon for me, and I thought this would be a great time for us to look at The Art of Lithomancy, which I have been reading. It's by Jessica Howard and this is a Pagan Portals book from Moon Books. You may have heard me talk about Moon Books before and I will link those videos up in the eye. So first things first, what is Lithomancy? Lithomancy is the divination form using stones, crystals, trinkets, rocks, essentially anything that you can find that you can personally give a meaning to. For example, if I open this box, I've got a few various stones, crystals, glass nuggets, and you could take a crystal such as this tiger's eye here. There we go, you can see the colour there. So this is a red tiger's eye. It's also got a hematite stripe in it, which makes it can be considered tiger iron for that reason. So tiger's eye is great for grounding. It's a really good earth stone. It's also quite empowering, so it can give you personal strength and stability. So if I were to use this stone in a reading and it were to come up in a prominent position, then I could take the meanings associated with the crystal as what this stone meant in that reading. However, it's also a reddish brown crystal, so I could just look at what the colour associations are for red or brown. Interestingly enough, they are mostly grounding, strength, stability. They're very similar and could use that. I've also got a piece of rose quartz here. Rose quartz is a very gentle stone used for friendship, for love, for calming, for healing. It's got lots of different properties. So you may want to be very specific with the property that you ascribe to this crystal if you're using it in a lithomancy reading. And you can go through, and even this is a hagstone, which is a stone with a hole in. You can just about, there we go, you can just see it there when the light comes through. So this stone has a strong history connected to it, but it could also for you be something that was connected to the place that you found it, and it could be that you attribute. In the book, Jessica talks you through selecting your own stones and what else you can use. Obviously we've got river stones here, you can use crystals, you can use trinkets, anything that you can give a meaning to can be used for this. What she suggests is that you start off with a 2-stone set if you're just learning, and these will be your yes/no stones. So just for example, I'm going to choose this crystal, which is a garnet, and this crystal, which is a clear quartz. I'm going to choose those two, and I'm going to say that the clear quartz is my yes and the garnet is my no, because it's red and red is a colour associated with stop. So then we would want to cleanse these crystals so that we're essentially attuning them. We're telling them what their job is, telling them what we want them to do. You can do this in many ways. You can leave them out in moonlight. You can run them through spring water, bottled is fine. You can present them in a ritual space to the elements, and you can pass them through incense smoke, which is what I'm going to do today for simplicity. So here I've just got some white sage. So I'm just going to get that burning. And then this clay pot is flame proof, so you need to be careful when using this because you can see it will create an ember which will carry on burning. So once we've got the crystals here, I'm just going to pass the smoke around them, cleansing them of any previous energies. So now we have our yes, no crystals. And we can ask questions. So in this case, I'm going to use the lid of this box because it's nicely lined in felt and it sits quite nice and flat. The way that we would do this is we would cast these stones and the one that was closest to me would be my answer. So let's just give them a roll. So here you can see for my question, it's very clear that the answer that I'm getting from the stone is a no or a stop signal rather than this go. So you can use this for anything. It could be to do with, should I make a particular purchase if you're just unsure and you're looking for a bit of guidance. It could be more about long-term plans, anything you like. This is a nice way of just getting used to the idea of using crystals and getting the crystals to help you become more attuned to yourself, because essentially what these crystals are doing are affirming your own intuitions. So that's our yes no crystals. Again, they don't have to be crystals, you can use stones. I could just have easily picked a couple of stones. My natural tendency would be to go for a dark one and a light one, but you don't have to, as long as you can tell them apart. That's completely fine. One of the nice things that Jessica says about lithomancy is that it is cheap. It is available for everybody. You can go anywhere and find a rock, find a stone, a pebble, anything, and that can become your tool. You can, as you grow your confidence, you can then add in a maybe stone. So you might want to say this is a small piece of amethyst. So I could then add that into the mix, charge it up, consecrate it exactly the same way. And then we can now see that not only do I get a yes and a no, but also the maybe is closer to me. So it's a really nice way to work. I enjoy it a lot. It's very simple, it's very compact. You can pop these into a pocket or into a pouch, carry them with you anywhere. They're great if you're a fidgeter as well, because you can play with them, and all that time you're just adding your energies into the stones, so they become much more personal to you. Once you are confident working with the stones, you can put together sets for different things. You could have a set of planetary stones, if that's something that you feel a connection to, or you could put together a freestyle set, something like the sort of symbology that you might get it from a tarot deck, or a deck of any other divination card, but onto stones. The example I've got here for you is not a complete set. These were produced a long time ago now, during a workshop, but we've got different symbols. So we've got a little bat symbol. I'm just going to bring you down a tiny bit. There we go. So we've got a bat symbol, we've got a pentagram, we've got one for love. I've got a stag, a triskelly, peace, a little cat, I'm going to start with a starry sky and a triple moon. So you could take these designs, you could take other designs, anything simple, and you could add them onto river stones as we've done here. Alternatively, you can just assign these sorts of meanings to things that you find in the stones. For example, this stone here has got quite an obvious white branch shape. You might want to attribute to this the idea of directions or changing your path. So that would then become the stone that meant that, and that would go into your set. You could then look at another one. Let's see, this one has got an interesting shape. It's got this pointy section. It could be about, see, when I think about pointing fingers, which is sort of aggressive and argumentative. So it could be about conflict. So this could then become my conflict stone. Everything that Jessica talks about, whilst you can look at the correspondences and the historical meanings behind different stones and different crystals, the main thing that I got from reading her book is that a lot of this is about personal choice and intuition. And I think that's brilliant, because I think that at its heart, magic is about personal belief, personal intuition, and about doing what feels right. You will know if you are on the right path. That's my belief. So once you've put together your freestyle set or any other set that you want to create, you can also have a personal stone that means you. So instead of working with the box and having whichever stone is closest to you, you can then have a stone that represents you. So I could take, so we've got, if I go changing directions, conflict, and we'll have, what should we have? We'll have the triple moon representing spirituality, and I will be the cat for now. So now we will cast these onto the desk, and we can then look at, okay, what are the stones surrounding my stone? So in this case, my stone is the cat. The closest stone would be the spirituality and this idea of changing directions. They're almost equidistant. And then at the back here, we've got conflict. So you can then, from that, formulate your reading. You can come up with an idea of what do these stones mean in conjunction with each other. And you can build on this and build on this and have bigger and bigger readings with more and more stones. And the same for if you wanted to do a reading for a friend. You can have them select one of your stones, attribute it to themselves. They need to feel a connection with that stone. And from there on, you can do the reading. Another thing that I will just show you to finish off is the idea of using a map. There we go. So here I've just gone with seasonal. You could divide a circle into 12 and have it for months of the year. And you can then start to cast stones and see whereabouts they fall in the idea of the year. So we've got spring and autumn, that's just on the edge of autumn. And then you can sort of look at, okay, so how's my year looking? What's going on with that? I think these ideas are really lovely, and there's definitely some ideas to play with around this idea of mapping out. In the book, Jessica comes up with a few ideas. She's got her 12 months there segment. She also works with the idea of a timeline, so stones that would be connected this way, and how do they relate? How do stones relate if they are in a square pattern, also triangular, circular, and then looking at them in relation to each other, as we were just saying. So I am going to make this short and sweet today. It's the first time I've done an in-depth video like this with you guys, and I hope that you are enjoying it and that you would like to see more of this style of video, with us doing a little bit of practical work and me sharing some of the books in my collection. As I say, this book is pretty new. You can get it from Amazon and good bookshops. I will share a link to it in the description, and hope that you will go and check out Jessica's work, because I've really enjoyed reading this. It's a very quick and simple read, but it was absolutely filled with great ideas and lots of good, well-researched information. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. Please do consider leaving a like, subscribe, become a member of the Crafty Coven, and I will see you in the next video. Have a blessed full moon. Stay crafty.